What is good, friends? Welcome back. Thank you for being here. The last time we did Sabaton, we did No Bullets Fly. And if you haven't seen it, I would suggest you go see it. That story was just emotion AF. It nearly got me. It nearly got me. But it was received really well, and thank you again for suggesting the animated story version, because it was just so dope. And you guys voted on the poll, and we're going to follow the results of that for the next couple ones, this one included. And yeah, we're on to Night Witches, and you guys seem like you're happy with this to be the direction that we go, so we're cracking on with that. I do want to give hella love before we get going to everyone that came through on the last one and was just showing love and dropping comments and everything like that. I really do appreciate you guys coming through and just being interested in what I've got to say. And also, hella love to my patrons. You guys keep me going, you keep me motivated, and you support me no matter what. So thank you so much, each and every one of you, thank you. So, before I get on a rant, let's crack on with some Night Wishes. Witches. This is the animated story version. And I'm pumped. I'm pumped to see what the hell it's all about. I don't want to waffle too much. I hope everyone's having a fantastic day. I hope you've had a great week and you're gearing up for a wonderful weekend. Let's crack on with some more Sabaton.
The Germans are resting behind the lines of the Eastern Front, their tents in neat rows. All is in order in the quiet and still of the night. It's cold, and the winter snow crunches under the jackboot of a guard. Looking up into the sky, the snow starts to drift down. It's peaceful here. Was that a noise from the sky? No, it's just the wind. Suddenly, piercing the still of the night, there's an otherworldly scream and a whoosh as a dark form speeds by. And was that a woman's laughter in the distance? There are no engine sounds, and the suddenly fearful German soldier loses his footing and whispers under his breath, "Die Nachthexen." The world is all at once a bloom of fire and ash, and two more dark forms pass without a sound. Hearing the whooping and celebration of these supernatural creatures, the guard shakes himself from his fear and calls out, "Die Nachthexen! Die Nachthexen! The Night Witches!" In the sky above, three planes of the soon-to-be famous 588th Night Bomber Regiment, their engines now running, turn east for home. Time to rearm and refuel for another mission. Coming into land, they're greeted by their commissar, Yevdokia Reshkevich. The young girls that form the pilots and navigators are between the ages of 17 and 26. They are desperate to take the fight to the Germans and have traveled from all over Russia to join the all-women regiments. The 588th is where the least skilled of all the women are placed, but that didn't stop them from carving their name in history. In the early days, they were largely ridiculed by the Soviet men. Given men's uniforms that were too big and shoes all of the same size, the women did the best they could with the clothes, making them fit with belts or filling the large men's shoes with stuffing. The equipment they were given was woefully out of date. The Polikarpov PO2 was a two-man trainer, underpowered and made of cloth and wood. These old string bags were nicknamed crop dusters, or even worse, sewing machines due to the noise their tiny engines made. But the women of the 588 ignored the taunts, and despite the odds, turned the plane's shortcomings to their advantage. The planes at maximum speeds were far below the stall speeds of any of the German fighters. Giving them a tight turning circle, they were almost impossible to hit. They were susceptible to small arms fire and anti-aircraft guns, so their strategy was to attack in threes, with a navigator in each plane. At her signal, the pilot would cut the engines and swoop in slowly, silently, dropping their bombs, dealing death from above. Unexpected, undetected, stealth perfected. If necessary, the other two would draw fire from the fighters or from the ground. They slept during the day and rose at dusk to take their vengeance on the invaders. This unnatural bravery and their stealth tactics earned them their title, the Night Witches. The German ace, Johannes Steinhoff, said, "We simply couldn't grasp that the Soviet airmen that caused us the greatest trouble were in fact women. These women feared nothing."
Isn't that... Excuse me to pause. This story is insane. I'm loving it. Isn't that crazy how that's like, that's the shock to them, is that they were women. Like, you know what I mean? It's kind of makes me a little bit sad, to be honest. Like, women did so much during the war. You know what I mean? Like, that just goes totally ignored. Well, not totally ignored by those that know, but like, you know what I'm saying? It's always like, big up the men, way. When it's like, well, who's back at home doing this, that, and the other to make sure the men can stay out there fighting? And, you know, I don't want to get too into it, but this story is mental. I'm like, I love that whole initial sort of the way he was telling it. You know what I mean? Because then it starts to become clear exactly what's going on. Like, they're coming in with their engines cut and they're just gliding in, and I'm sure you could hear them whooping and laughing and all that stuff. You know what I mean? In between all the explosions. Anyways, well, it looks like we're getting into the song now, so let's go. Or Y-Hub. Okay. Never. Bruh, hold on. I'll go back 5. It's about to come into that verse again. The use, like, all the time of the like choir behind the chorus or whatever is just so insanely good. Like, that lovely blend, and this guy's voice, I just love it so much. I think I said it in one of my first Sabaton reactions. It's like he's got a rasp and a growl to it, you know what I mean, like his natural voice, but he's still singing like up and down like his you know what I mean, he's still singing nicely within his range, and it doesn't sound like crap. It sounds dope. You know what I mean? Also, I think I said this before, the animation is like the Money for Nothing video, the Dire Straits song. You know the one. Well, some of you might not, but go check it out. It's like one of the first videos that was on MTV or something like that. But yeah, it reminds me of that. Anyway, waffling. I love the animated Sabaton, it's dope. They just rock out, they don't care. Oh! Jeez, that was dope. Tell him, bro. Jeez, yo. Hold on, I kind of want to go back and see that bit. She got all Tom Hanks and pulled her pistol out, trying to. That was cool. That was a nice little like a dead stop, and then Epic, 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 epic. You know what I mean? Jeez. Okay, I want to go back 5 more just in case. This is wonderful. This is wonderful.
"32 women, both pilots and navigators, never came home. The 588th became highly decorated and respected, flying more than 23,000 sorties, dropping over 3,000 tons of bombs. 23 Night Witches were awarded the Hero of the Soviet Union, although they were disbanded just 6 months after the war and not allowed to fly in the victory parade, given their planes were so slow.
So?
From 1956, after she retired from active service, their commissar Yevdokia Rashkevich took it upon herself to find the site of every single one of her girls that was downed, to mark the place and to pay her respects to each one of the incredibly brave Night Witches.
I just got chills as it panned over and they were all... That's so lovely. What a nice little, like... Oh, yeah. Is there anything else? It runs for like 6 more seconds. I don't want to miss anything. No, I think we're good. Yo! Those animated story videos are so sick. They're like always... well, 2 for 2 is 100%. They're so like... They're just really nice. You know what I mean? They're about stuff that's perhaps not so nice. But it always... both times it seemed to wrap up in such a lovely way of like... You know what I mean? A little moment. A little wholesome moment. Whew, that was badass. Sabaton. Sabaton is sick. Holy mother. I don't remember off the top of my head where we're going from here. So I can't even give you the heads up. But if you saw the first one, I put the little poll results up and stuff like that. I'm going to go have a look after this. Then you know what's coming next after this. So, like, get excited for that, because I already am. Even though I don't know what it is, I know it's going to be badass. Simple. But yeah, I really enjoyed that. Those animated story videos are sick. Like, I hope there's more to come. You know what I mean? Badass. Right, you guys, thank you so much. I really enjoyed that. There is more Sabaton on the way. I can assure you that. Yeah, that was sick. I'm low-key kind of speechless, because those animated stories, they're just so sick. They tell you the whole story, and like Sabaton writes the song about the story as well. So it's all wonderful. It's all like a nice. It's like the most epic history lesson you'll ever go to. You know what I'm saying? It's so sick. I've said it a million times. It's like an epic history lesson. Right, I'm going to go about my day. You guys do too. Thank you so much for being here. Smash that like button if you did like this video. If this is your kind of thing, you want to see more, don't forget to sub on your way out, as it were. I've got a lot more videos coming. I've got a lot more videos in the library you can go back and have a look at. Thank you in advance. And big love to all of my existing subs. Thank you so much. We're growing really quickly. I'm pushing for 5k. So, you know, fingers crossed we can get there pretty rapid. And yeah, like I always say, when you're out and about, make sure you're taking care and staying safe. Thank you so much again for being here. Peace and love, my friends.